These are important measures that have been issued as in terms of guidelines by our Central Health Ministry for each of us on how to prepare in case of a home quarantine. What does this home quarantine exactly mean? How does one go about it? It is applicable to all close contacts of a suspect or confirmed coronavirus cases. In fact, Avni is going to take us to all of those details. These are useful tips that each one of us need to listen to. Avni, each time we talk about 14 days quarantine, self-quarantine, and what all does it really entail then?
That's right. So Sarah, let me just, explain why this entire point of quarantining has come into effect right now. Essentially, the best way to sort of combat and to stop the spread of coronavirus is essentially through isolating oneself if you have symptoms, through quarantine, and that is the reason why we're talking about it so much. So what the government has done is issued certain guidelines so that people become aware about how one needs to go ahead and quarantine, what measures one needs to take while you're in quarantine, because if you don't take those measures, then there is really no point of isolating yourself in the first place. So essentially, what these guidelines say is that one should stay in a well-ventilated single room. You should be restricted to that room. In fact, that room should have a separate toilet, is what the guidelines also say. And if you are sharing a room with somebody, then you need to keep a 1 meter distance between yourself and that other person. So, of course, to ensure that there is absolutely no connectivity there, you stay away from elderly people. Remember, elderly people are one of the most vulnerable, categories of people for this, as well as pregnant women and children as well. So, better keep away from them. Restrict your movement in your house. Stay within the confines of that particular room. Don't attend any large gatherings either. And of course, avoid sharing dishes, cups, water, or anything like that, even towels. It's better to avoid sharing all of that while you're in that quarantine period, because by chance, if you start showing symptoms, then you've already safeguarded yourself, and you're preventing the spread of the virus at that point in time. So these are some important things to keep in mind when you're quarantining yourself, and when you should quarantine yourself or isolate yourself. If you have any indications of such symptoms, or if the doctor suspects that you have you have symptoms that could perhaps be related to coronavirus, that's when you would be asked to isolate yourself.